Hey everybody, it's the Uneducation of a Nation, and I'm here to uneducate you. That's right, I want to take the Jew out of the education. Folks, listen, if you've been watching my videos, then you obviously know that I'm predicting something big is going to happen in Seattle on June 14th. That's 6/14 of this year. And you know what? It's also Donald Trump's birthday. And I made this prediction before I even knew that it was Donald Trump's birthday. Anyway, so I just want to show you, like the other videos that I've shown, here's another show that was, I guess, has something to do with Seattle, this show. And it's called Once Upon a Time. It's been out for a while, but look what it says. It says the final chapter. I guess this must be the last year of the show or something. But I'm pretty sure when they say the final chapter, what they're meaning, okay? Because I told you, something big is going to happen in Elliott Bay, which is in Seattle. So I'm going to play you a short clip of this show called Once Upon a Time. And this episode, look, first of all, I've never seen this show before till this one. This is the second to the last episode, I believe. I think next week is the last video, or this week. Anyway, let me just show you the clip and see what I'm talking about.
Where? Where are you going? To get help from some friends.
So you see the back of the truck, it says Rolling Bayou, and you know it's got the word bay in Bayou, okay, because it's going to happen in Elliott Bay, like I told you. So you see they're headed toward the Space Needle, and then they go through the circle, which is like a Stargate. And I told you this, the circle is the mark of the beast, okay? I made many videos about that, but YouTube took them down. Anyway, and then there's just like a blast, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up somewhere else. But I'm just saying that the blast was right toward the Space Needle. So here's another show that's based in Seattle, I guess, and it's called Grey's Anatomy. And you know, I always wonder what this weird name on this. Look at this, will you? I want to show you that how tricky they are. Okay, see how they have the S right here, and then you have the A, the N. It's the whole word of Satan right here up to the T. Okay. But it's just mixed up, the letters. It's supposed to be S-A-T-A-N, but you see how they mixed it up? And then you have the O. Oh my, that's right. The O is the mark of the beast. I told you that. It's Satan right in your face. There's a scene from Grey's Anatomy, and this particular, you know, episode, I have no idea when it aired, because I think it's a repeat, but watch this. They talk about an earthquake, and then listen to what she says right after that. I mean, right after the earthquake starts, look what she says.
When the fire starts, when the tsunami hits, when the earth literally quakes. Do you remember your list? When the tsunami hits.
So she says, when the tsunami starts. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, it's going to involve water. You know, this Elliott Bay disaster that's going to happen on June 14th. So this particular thing that I'm going to tell you is you're going to think that I'm pushing it, okay, with this. Because, look, they're going to say the number 14 6 times during this episode, and I'm going to show it to you, and it's very odd, and at the end it'll make more sense.
14-year-old male sustained a non-displaced tib-fib fracture secondary to a 14-foot fall from a chairlift. 14. He's 14. He's got
I made a mistake. I meant to say they say 14, you know, twice, 2 different times, you know, back to back, and then in the very end they'll say the word 16, you know, they emphasize the 6 and the teen, and then they say 6th Street. So there's your 614. You understand what I'm trying to say?
That list of things you'd grab in a disaster.
Me under the lamppost back on 6th Street.
That's a whole,
Post back on 6th Street.
that's a whole other earthquake.
So this is an episode of The Simpsons, and I guess he's taking out his wife. Homer's taking out his wife Marge to some, dinner. But they're inside the Space Needle. You can see that, okay? And it says Springfield back there, but they're really in Seattle, okay? But then you have your, nuclear, power plants right there in the back. Through the window, you could see it. Now watch this.
After dinner drinks, I feel like Mrs. Remington Steele.
So they went from having dinner inside the Space Needle to being in, I guess this is supposed to be Venice, Italy. And they're in, they're in water, because it can flood really easily in Venice, right? And I'm just saying that the waters are really high here. And look in the background, you have those power plants way in the back. You see it? So they're still implying that they're at, Springfield, or you know what I mean, Seattle, basically. Anyway, my whole point of this is that it's about flooding. You understand? Water. I told you the disaster in Elliott Bay, Seattle.
Sorry, Donald, it's too late for that. I know you don't believe in climate change, but a storm's a-coming, baby.
Yes, the storm is a-coming. That's right. It's no coincidence that her name is Stormy. I'm not going to play this whole thing because I already showed it to you in the other video, but remember this? They did a circle ritual, which they do in Satanism. They do that all the time. They draw a pentagram in the middle, and look at the number that the square she's in. It's 146, and backwards it's 614. The date of the Seattle event. You understand that? And it involves water and fire. And this show was called Seattle 19. It's like a fire station. It's called Seattle 19. That just came out this year. Oh, sorry. I mean, it's called Seattle Station 19. So this movie was called Evan Almighty. Okay? And supposedly, throughout the movie, the number 614 was coming up to this guy. And there's a reason for it. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. See, his address is 416. Okay? Just like I showed you on that driveway, it was 146. It's all about those three numbers. You know what I'm saying? So here was Steve Carell's license plate in the movie Evan Almighty. Okay? And it says GEN 614. Okay? And you'll see what it's about. Like I told you, it's 614 is the date of the Seattle event.
Yeah, and that's just that quick throw. Again, it's not a three-step drop. You just.
Dad, what are you doing? I'm watching this.
Genesis 6:14. Gen 6:14.
Joan, do we have a Bible anywhere?
Genesis 6:14. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Gopher wood.
So here is Genesis 6:14, where God tells Noah, make thee an ark of gopher wood. So he's telling him to build an ark, okay? In Genesis 6:14. You understand that? And this whole movie was about a coming flood, okay? Like I told you, Elliott Bay in Seattle will have to do with water, the disaster, on 6/14 of this year. End of video.